in high definition. This is News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
Carrying signs in support tonight, Clayton residents fight for a ban on smoking. Good evening. It's been a hot topic in cities across the country, and tonight it came to Clayton. City leaders heard strong opinions from residents on both sides of a proposed ban on smoking. News Channel 5's Jeff Small was at the meeting and has more tonight. Jeff?
But 4 area doctors were among those who spoke tonight in support of a ban, while others say any decision to eliminate smoking in Clayton is a bad business move and an attack on personal rights. Supporters of a smoking proposal made a very visible presence outside Clayton City Hall. Inside, a packed house was on hand to let city leaders know how they feel about a potential ban on smoking. Lisa Brinkmeyer spoke on behalf of her 3 children.
Children can see the value of making air quality a priority. This is what they are taught in schools based on how to live a healthy life and take care of our environment.
Others in support of a proposed smoking ban say the issue is about putting public good over private interest. Supporters also call a ban a no-brainer.
I think in order to reinforce the things that we learn in school, a smoke-free law would be totally appropriate and we totally support it.
2 residents say the real issue is about protecting the rights of individuals as well as those of business owners.
Already we have several choices to go if we do not like secondhand smoke, but the people who do choose to smoke have a right to go to places that freely choose to allow it.
The more rules we ask government to make, the less freedom we have. The fewer rules, the more freedom we have. And individuals have the freedom to go to places where there is no smoke and avoid places where there is.
Now, no action was taken at the meeting. Another one is scheduled for next month with business owners. This isn't the first time a smoking issue has impacted Clayton. In 1988, the city enacted an ordinance that limits smoking in certain areas, including movie theaters and healthcare facilities.
Jeff, thanks. Tomorrow, President Obama marks his 100th day in office, a milestone that comes with both praise and criticism. Today, he spoke to the employees of the FBI, thanking them for their service and talking about the goals of the FBI that have changed over the past century, especially since September 11th. A new poll out today shows 53% of the American public think the president is doing a good job in matters of national security. When it comes to the president's job approval rating, overall, 56% say he's done an excellent or good job as president. That's according to the latest USA Today Gallup poll. 23% rate his performance as just okay, and 20% rate things as poor or terrible. Of course, the president will hear firsthand what Missouri voters think of his performance tomorrow when he visits Jefferson County. This afternoon, a line formed outside the doors of Fox High School in Arnold, the site of tomorrow's town hall meeting. There were some of the thousands who applied for tickets. They got calls just last night from White House representatives saying they'd been selected.
I asked who it was. She said the White House, and I said, yeah, right. And she goes, well, didn't you submit your name? I said, oh, yes, ma'am, I did. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. When, where, how, what? I was ready to go.
It's pretty awesome. You actually get to vote for your president, and then you get to see the president you choose, get to come somewhere to your, like, hometown. It's pretty unbelievable.
The president's town hall meeting begins at 10:20 tomorrow morning at Fox Senior High School in Arnold. Count on News Channel 5 for live coverage. You can see the entire event live here on News Channel 5. We'll also stream our coverage online at KSDK.com. The global swine flu outbreak worsened today as officials admitted for the first time they expect deaths here in the U.S. Here are the latest developments tonight in the swine flu outbreak. The Centers for Disease Control has confirmed 68 cases in the U.S. President Obama asked Congress for $1.5 billion in emergency funds to fight the illness. U.S. officials are also considering abandoning the term swine flu. Hog markets are suffering over fears some think they can catch the virus by eating pork. Still, U.S. officials stress there is no need to panic. Today, Congress held emergency hearings to evaluate the government's response to what doctors warn could become a pandemic. Health experts say flu outbreaks are common. Each year, 36,000 people in the U.S. die from flu-related causes.
I think that we are really at early days here in the United States, and we may see a worsening of the disease that we're seeing. Influenza viruses are notorious for changing.
Travel to Mexico, where more than 150 people have died from the virus, is still not recommended. Tonight, two countries, Cuba and Argentina, have suspended flights to and from the country. So far, no reports of the swine flu in Missouri or Illinois, but local first responders are preparing. The key is keeping first responders healthy in the event of an outbreak. So today, West County EMS and fire crews learn what they need to do to protect themselves and what problems they may encounter.
We know it could come this close to home, so we want to prepare not only to protect our first responders, but to protect the population as well. That's what we do. So education is key to preventing the spread of disease.
The St. Louis County Health Department is also stepping up its surveillance of local hospitals and doctors' offices to make sure they can stomp out any potential outbreak right away. You can find the latest developments about the swine flu outbreak at KSDK.com. In other news, St. Louis Public Schools, the whole system is under scrutiny this week from state educators. Some 250 observers are conducting what's called a complete review of the district, which lost its accreditation 2 years ago. The review is part of the Missouri School Improvement Program conducted by educators from across Missouri. The teams will spend the next 2 days visiting 89 schools. Gateway Middle School on North Jefferson was among the schools visited this morning. Officials say student achievement is improving, but the district is still years away from regaining full accreditation.
I can only speak from the work that my staff are doing with, or the regional school improvement team is doing with the district, and they feel like the district is working hard to try to get the right things in place that will lead to student achievement.
The review includes interviews with the appointed board and all district employees. A final report is expected in 3 months. New tonight, police are called to a North St. Louis neighborhood. The crime scene was located at the intersection of West Florissant and Mimica just after 9. An ambulance was seen leaving the area when our photographer arrived, but police aren't talking about what happened just yet. Look for any developments online at KSDK.com. 2 O'Fallon, Illinois police officers are off regular duty following a shooting. Police were called to this apartment building on a state drive last night for a report of a burglary. When they arrived, they found Adrienne Jenkins dead on the floor and her husband James holding a gun. Police shot him when he refused to drop his weapon. Both died from their injuries. The state's attorney's office is reviewing the case. Tonight, the Humane Society of Missouri is caring for more than 60 dogs rescued from a puppy mill. Officials shut down the Phelps County operation after getting a tip from a concerned citizen. Officials say many of the dogs were sick and didn't have access to food or water. Some of the dogs are also pregnant. A hearing next month will determine whether the Humane Society gets custody of the animals, which would make them and some of those dogs available for adoption. Ask the average teenager how they spend their spare time, and chances are you'll hear them talking about sports, maybe working a job, to be able to buy the things they want. Well, tonight, News Channel 5's Kay Quinn introduces us to a 17-year-old who is not your average teen. She expects to raise as much as $10,000 in May, money she plans to simply give away, Kay?
Well, that's right. Were you doing that at the age of 17?
Absolutely
I know I
not.
wasn't. But when Danielle Crow was 16, she was put in SSM Cardinal Glennon Children's Medical Center with severe stomach pain. It turned out she didn't have a serious medical condition, but the children she met while she was there changed her life.
This little girl in the room next to me, her name was Melinda, and she was 3 years old, and she had leukemia.
Even through her pain, Danielle had an immediate reaction. She wanted to help.
They had 4 other kids, and they were financially strained because of medical bills.
That was August 2007. Fast forward to May 2008, and inspired by Melinda, Danielle single-handedly planned and hosted a charity fishing tournament at Lake of the Ozarks. She called it Casting for Cancer and raised $1,800. Around that time, this North County teen found out Melinda had passed away.
It was too late for her, and then I just thought, well, there has to be other families.
She ended up giving the money to the family of an Illinois boy with cancer. She was awarded the key to the city of Florissant and written up in the local paper. And she started planning her second Casting for Cancer event.
This time I got pros to donate.
Donations from some big names.
Kevin Van Dam, he's the top guy.
But to her family, Danielle is tops.
She is amazing. She is amazing. And I'm very proud of her.
This high school junior's second Casting for Cancer fishing tournament will be held May 16th. Between that and the trivia night she held last Saturday, Danielle expects to collect $10,000.
Well, I hope to keep it going every year.
Danielle may give the money to 2 families this year, and because of her experience, she'd like to one day be a nurse or doctor who works with kids with cancer. You can find out how to register for Danielle's Casting for Cancer event. Again, it's on May 16th. Just visit this story at KSDK.com.
What a great example she sets for other kids and adults.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, it was a chase that kept some on the edge of their seats, not to mention the owner of this truck who spent all of it sitting on the back. Next at 10, how police ended the chase.
I know that I'm disappointing many of my friends and colleagues.
A stunner in the Senate today as one member crosses the aisle. See what it means for both parties. Plus a story about a man, his best friend, and the incredible journey that forced both of them to think they may never be together again. You're watching News Channel 5 at 10.
There was a special luncheon this afternoon at the Missouri Athletic Club in West County. They celebrated the 1944 St. Louis Browns. Several former Browns were in attendance. The Browns won the American League pennant in 1944, but they lost to the Cardinals in the World Series 4-2. Looks like a pretty good time being had by all.
And you realize that the Rams in that 99 team, this will be the 10th anniversary this coming season?
I know. It seems like a long time ago, too.